There are books and blogs and magazines full of great tips on what to do to become a successful property investor. However, today I'd like to look at a number of things successful investors don't do. Firstly, successful investors don't concern themselves that the markets are unpredictable. They're comfortable with the reality that the future can't be predicted. They know despite having the best plans, the best strategies, there are always some X factors coming out of the blue that may affect them, sometimes negatively and sometimes positively. So they protect themselves by planning for the worst, yet expecting the best outcome. Successful investors don't accept things as true without questioning. In an uncertain world, we like to be right because it helps us make sense of things. One of the ways we strive to be correct is looking for evidence that confirms we're correct. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. For example, property investors look for information that confirms their hunch about a property strategy or a region or a trend. I've found those displaying strong confirmation bias tend to be more overconfident, yet tend to make the least money. It seems we like to be right even if it costs us money. Instead, successful investors understand that most of us are ruled by our prejudices, so they maintain a healthy skepticism and question new information before accepting it to be true. Successful investors don't think success is going to come quickly or easily. They don't look for the next get-rich-quick scheme, knowing that long-term perspective and those who can delay gratification are more likely to be financially successful, because wealth is the transfer of money from the impatient to the patient. So they set themselves up by living within their means, by budgeting, by sacrificing and saving. Then they keep investing their money and reinvesting it until they grow a substantial asset base. Successful investors don't wait for the right time to take action either. They don't try and time the market. They know there isn't a right time to do anything. I've found successful investors gather the necessary information quickly, and then they make an informed decision, and then they take appropriate action. Once they're able to see the big picture and they move forward, they don't get caught in the detail. And even when they don't have all the information they need, they believe it's better to make a decision with some of the information than not to make a decision at all. They then take action and gather the balance of the information as they move on. Successful investors don't try and do it on their own either. They know that if they're the smartest person in the team, they're in trouble. So they're prepared to pay for good advisors, and they've got mentors who inspire them and motivate them and keep them accountable. Successful investors don't waste their time worrying. Interestingly, most things we fear about never happen. Have you noticed that? They're just monsters in our mind, and if they do happen, they're not likely to be as bad as we expected. The lesson here is you shouldn't take things too seriously, because that which seems a big problem today, you may not even remember in 5 years' time. Successful investors don't give others the power to define their success for them. When you compare yourself to others, you let the outside world control you and how you feel about yourself. Successful people pursue what makes them happy without worrying about what others think, especially other people's definition of success. The lesson here is to strive to become the best you can be, and look how far you've come, what you've accomplished and how you've grown. You see, while many people measure success in dollars, successful people recognise that true wealth is what you're left with after they take all your money away and all your properties away and all your shares away. In my mind, to be truly wealthy, you need much more than money. You need money plus your health, money plus your family to enjoy it with, your friends to share it with, money plus the time to appreciate it, the ability to keep growing and learning, money plus the desire to contribute back to your community and charity. Successful investors also don't dodge their responsibilities. They're humans, of course they make their share of mistakes if they're willing to accept responsibility and admit their faults. Sometimes negative experiences, mistakes and failures can even be a better way of learning something than having a win each time where you never learn a lesson. Successful investors don't ignore problems. They confront them as soon as possible. Like all of us, they're tempted to neglect things that are difficult to deal with, but they tackle them anyway because putting off a problem only turns it into a bigger one. Successful investors don't speculate either. Rather than following the latest fad, successful investors follow a time-proven strategy that they can repeat again and again, recognising you don't become an expert by doing 100 things once. Instead, they do one thing 100 times till they become proficient and can produce repeatable results. That's how you know when you become an expert. It may make investing boring, but the results make their lives exciting. And lastly, successful investors don't forget the people who matter. No matter how busy they may be, successful investors make time to tend to their personal relationships, knowing how empty life would be without the love of your loved ones and friendship. So there you have it. 11 things not to do if you want to become a successful investor. One thing you could do if you want to become a successful investor, though, is get that good team of people around you. Why not have a chat with the team at Metropole? We'd love to see how your portfolio is going if you're already an investor, or get you started in property if you're just a beginner. Give us a call, have a free, obligation-free chat. We'd love to be part of your wealth creation journey.